Hi, my name is Enis, and we are going to be showing you a typical day of trucking dispatcher. Now, this is my business, and I do everything. I do dispatching and payroll and everything else. It's a very small company. I have four trucks that work for me. Two of them are company trucks, and two are owner operators. So in these videos, I'll be walking you through all the steps for a typical trucking company, and I'm not going to be editing that much. I'm just going to go with the flow. No sound effects, no music, not much editing. It's just gonna be the way it is. I will probably hide names of drivers and brokers and some sensitive info, phone numbers, truck numbers, all that. And I came up with fake names for the drivers that I'm gonna be using in these videos. So when I refer to them, then you can see what I'm talking about. I'll be showing you some of the information, and then I'll try to record as many of these videos as I can. Also, with the laws on recording phone calls and different states, I don't want to risk anything. So you're gonna see me talking on my phone, and you're not going to be able to hear other people, but I'll try to repeat some basic information, something that's most important to as to what they told to me, and then also I'll be walking you through it after the phone call. And so what this is going to be, it's going to be showing a typical day in trucking industry. On this side, there are a lot of videos about driving trucks and the way and whatever these guys have to deal with while on the road. I just want to mention that I did drive myself. I drove for almost 10 years on the road, so I know what it's like. And I owned a business for about 8 years now, so I've been on all sides. And I also started a small brokerage, but that's not going, I don't have time for everything. So I just put it on side, just put it on hold. I don't do any business as a broker. I do 100% business as a trucking company. So I'll be showing you what we deal with, and it's not going to be a lot of action. I'll try to cut out the boring parts, but if you're interested in how trucking industry works, how everything that you have at your home gets delivered to a store or distribution center, from this side of the view by my computer on my phone, then this is the right place to be. So let's start. So this is the load board here. I made this simple Google Sheets spreadsheet where I used some formulas, but in this case, I'm not going to be showing the formulas. It's just going to be the destinations where each truck is going, and then the loads we have to cover. So I am going to try to fix this. So since we are based in Grand Rapids, Michigan, this guy lives right here, and then he started off today, got him a load to Rochester, New York, and he already has a load from Rochester tomorrow coming back to Grand Rapids, and then we're gonna look for another load on Wednesday for him. So orange means that the truck needs a load, white means truck is covered, and I have some colors here that I use for my own reference. I built this spreadsheet when I was working in a different company. I was a co-owner of that company. It was bigger. We had about like 10 to 12 trucks at times, and this was all filled. So I used this as a reference, and all the dispatchers were able to share this load board, and whoever was changing it on their computer, everyone else would be able to see the results. We started a long time ago with a whiteboard on a wall, and that was nice. You know, you would have one central location, and then use the board, the marker, and change everything as we go. But whoever comes into the office would be able to see everything, and it was just old-fashioned. So I came up with this way. We eliminated the board from our wall, and we could go to our computer no matter where we are, even if we are at home, or see it on your cell phone on Google Spreadsheets, and just go there and see everything. Now, in my original one, there was a lot of more information. I had load prices and all that, and I'm not going to be hiding the load prices in these videos. When I talk to you about that, I will tell you the actual load price and how we are negotiating with brokers. But in this load board, I took it out, but you'll still be able to see the load prices. So in original load board, we had the driver information, the real names, phone numbers, everything. So I deleted all that from this just to protect their privacy. So a typical day in dispatcher's life, I would say, starts with finding loads. We are on East Coast, and everything starts happening at 8 a.m. and I try to get up earlier. The best time to book loads is between 7 and 9, 10 a.m. So I try to start at 7. Some places are closed, but some places would post loads, and around 7:30 to 8 you can book a few loads. I'm not saying you're gonna find loads every time at 7:30, but it happens a lot. So the best time is to start at 7, but most trucking companies start at 8. If you're in a different time zone, then they start at 8 a.m. their time, but most of them will start at 8 a.m. Eastern time, because half of the country is already working and they shouldn't miss it, all the business that's going on. So what you would do is start looking for loads. So that's the most important thing. That's what moves this business. And then someone's gonna be in trouble. They need a pickup number. Something is wrong. Then you're gonna have to help drivers. They maybe cannot find the place. Maybe it's the wrong place that they sent them to. And after that, what I do, dispatchers usually only look for loads. That's their work. But since I'm the only one doing everything, then after 10 a.m., 11 a.m., I start working on my invoices. I have to send whatever was unloaded today. I have to send it to the customers. Sometimes I wait 2-3 days, but it's usually a good idea to send an invoice or invoices every day. So if you have 4 trucks and if they are delivering 4 loads a day, then you have 4 invoices, and that only takes you like 20 minutes. And it's better to keep going instead of piling them up, and you also get paid faster. Some companies use factoring companies. I would say most trucking companies use factoring companies, because if you're not using a factoring company, then you will need a lot of funds to start the business. I figure for one truck, you need about at least $20,000 to have in savings if you're starting with one truck and you don't want to use a factoring company. That way you can cover payments for the drivers, fuel, maintenance. You have to pay yourself salary too. So at least $20,000. So if you're starting with 5 trucks and you don't want to use a factoring company, then you better have $100,000 available. Now, some people will get a loan, a line of credit. Some people swear by factoring companies, some don't like them. I guess it's a common practice in this kind of business that you would use a factoring company. And I've been on both sides. So if you use a factoring company that charges like 1 or 2%, that's fairly okay. But your even invoices are owned by them. You get paid same day or next day, whatever was done today. You just send an invoice to a factoring company. So what they do is they buy the invoice from you and charge you a fee. So if the load is paying $1,000, if they charge you 2%, then they charge you 20%. You get $980, but you get it right away, and then you can use that money. Now, if the broker does not pay after a while, like 2, 3 months, then they will charge it back to you. So you still have to give them the money back if the broker doesn't pay. So that's bad. And they still charge you their fees. Now, if you don't factor and you send the invoice directly to the broker, then you have to wait, 15 days, 30 days, 2 months, depends. But you get the full amount and it's your invoice, and you can always count on that money. So, for example, if you have like 4 or 5 trucks working, after a while, you have $100,000 in invoices just waiting to be paid to you. So you can count on that money. That money is owed to you, and you get it slowly every day. You get few checks, and then you send a few invoices, and that's how it works. So anytime you shut down the company or something happens, you still have that money coming in. As opposed to when you use a factoring company, then that money is given to you right away, and you don't have anything waiting to be paid to you. So if you shut down for 1 week and you don't have any money coming in, you're not getting paid. You're not going to get paid at all. If for some reason something shuts down like 1 or 2 weeks or a month, then you don't get any money. As opposed, if you are not factoring, you're sending direct invoices to the brokers, then you still get your money, whatever is owed to you. So there are good and bad sides to both, but the biggest thing is that if you don't factor, they don't charge you a percent. With new companies, they would usually charge you like 3%, and that's a lot of money. If you're an established business and after a few years, they start calling you and you start shopping around, you can get a good rate. Another thing, if you're using a factoring company, is that they will tell you which brokers you can use and you cannot use. So if you want to buy a load, you want to do a load for someone and they don't like them, then you can't do it unless you want to risk it, and they pay directly to you, but then you have to wait for them, for the broker, and if the factoring company doesn't want to work with that broker, then that usually means something is off. That broker is not paying, or they have a bad history, or something is bad. But sometimes it can be a silly thing. So you have to do your own research, and a factoring company locks you in usually for a year, and you can't just get out of it whenever you want. Even after a year, it's hard to get out. I was with one factoring company, I'm not going to mention their name, but they had a very bad reputation. When we first started, they were okay, they were good, but then after a few years, everyone started complaining, and everyone wanted to get out. My sales guy would never answer his phone, his cell phone messages, emails, nothing. He would just never answer. And they were screwing up on the payments. There was a lot of things going on. And I tried to get out first year, and I couldn't because I was late. You have to give them a notice at least 2 months in advance, and it has to be written, and it has to be the way they set it up in the agreement. So before you sign agreement with factoring company, and if you want to part ways with them, you have to read that agreement and see when you're going to let them know how much in advance before your contract expires. you have to let them know that you're leaving, and then they have to approve it. And if you're going to a new factoring company, and you probably are, they have to buy all that. And then with the new factoring company, sometimes they charge you a percentage. You know, if you have $200,000 that is sitting, that brokers owe you with that factoring company, they have to sell it to their new factoring company. Sometimes the new factoring company will charge you a fee for that, and then they will go through all the invoices and they will see who is not paying, and there's gonna be a lot of mess. It's just so hard. And then first few months when you go to the new factoring company, then they jump on your back. They ask you, well, how come these brokers did not pay it? And then once you, like when you were at the, let me just answer this. Dispatch. Marysville, Michigan to Kokomo, Indiana. Let me just take a look. I don't have anyone now. I might have a guy. I can let you know, but he's not ready yet. Marysville is over by Detroit, right? Yeah, so if I'm able to send him over there today, then I could maybe get you a little, but I don't. He's in the shop right now, so just waiting for him to finish. Okay, no problem. Who are you with? Ryder? Okay. All right, let me see if I hear something back from him soon, then I'll call you back. Thank you. Bye. So there can be a lot of mess even after you switch to the new factoring company, because the brokers that you did loads with before you changed to new factoring company, they're still sending their invoices to the old factory because they have the notice of assignment from them, and by law they're obligated to send the payment to that factoring company. Now you have a new factoring company in place, they have to send their notices of assignments and the proof that they are factoring businesses, factoring invoices for you from now on. Then they have to send it to the broker, and then the broker is like, oh well, who do we send it to? And then if they happen to already have it sent to the former factoring company, then the former factoring company has to forward those payments to the new one, and that can be a lot of mess. So just think about everything before you go that way. So what we have here today is the guy that's here in the shop, and then this guy, I just found him a load from Lock Haven, Pennsylvania for tomorrow, coming back to Wyoming, Michigan. So he's gonna be on Wednesday in Wyoming, Michigan. What we're doing here is there is this plant in Lock Haven, Pennsylvania, and they make paper tissues and paper towels. And what they do is they send them all over United States to Sam's Clubs, and this goes to Sam's Club stores. And so remember how we had that when the pandemic started, we had that shortage of toilet paper. I had drivers delivering this to Sam's Clubs, and they would tell me that they would go out and unload the truck, and while they're unloading the pallets, everyone was just grabbing them, and as soon as the truck is unloaded, the store already had ran out of toilet paper. And so these trailers that we haul are 53 feet long. They're called dry vans because they are not refrigerated, they're not flatbeds. they're not flat, they are like box trailers. So one pallet is usually 4 by 4 feet wide. So that means that you can go 12 pallets long, which is 48 feet. And you have another row, so 12 and 12, 24 pallets. And so you have 24 pallets, they're about 6 to 7 feet tall. And you have all this toilet paper, and it would be just gone in a matter of minutes. So that's crazy. But yeah, he's got a load from there to a Sam's Club in Wyoming, Michigan, and just gonna deliver it the next day on Wednesday. And now we can actually start looking for a load for him from Wyoming. And then I'll have another guy in Grand Rapids, that's the same area. And then I'll have Rob here in Ludington, Michigan. And we can already start looking, even though it's Monday today, it's always a good idea to start looking ahead. We don't have to grab anything. We can always shop for better loads, better paying loads, but we can already start looking. So let's just delete these two postings here, and then we're gonna post them. What I'm using here, this is that board, and most trucking companies will use this. This is like the mother of all load boards. It's live, updated, and 99% of the loads posted here, posted on the internet, truck boards are on that board. Some people call it DAT, but usually what I heard people saying is just that board. So for the 22nd, we're gonna post this guy in Wyoming, Michigan, and this is an owner operator, which means that he has his own truck and he can pick and choose loads, and he can just ask for a certain rate because it's his truck. Usually the way this works with dispatching company is they charge a fee anywhere from like 10% to 30%. So let's say I find him a load that's paid $1,000. The trucking companies would charge that owner operator for 10 to 30%. So if they charge 30%, then they take 300, and then he gets 700. That's his money to keep. And this rate depends on whatever is included in the service. For example, there are a lot of trucking companies who charge like 10-12%, but these owner operators have their own trailers, their own insurance, their own registration, stuff like that. But if other trucking companies are charging more, but they have a trailer for you included and different options, so at the end it comes out to same. So anyway, what I'm telling you is that owner operators get most of the share of the load, and then we just keep a percentage to cover up for our work. We're finding loads for them. They're using our DOT numbers, our authority. They don't have their own authority, so they run under our name, and I pay them no matter what. For example, if the broker doesn't pay me, I still pay them, because that's the contract. I took the load. It's my responsibility to get paid from the broker, and the owner operators are expecting the pay from me. So that's that covers them too, as opposed if they were running on their own authority, they have to worry about the safety, the DOT, all kinds of insurances, permits, payments from brokers. So it's just easier for them to run under someone else's authority, pay them percentage, and have peace of mind. They only concentrate on driving and delivering, picking up the load, and staying safe on the road. But everything else I take care of. So this driver Mo, he was delivering today in Grand Rapids. He's empty. He just texted me the bill of lading, which is a proof of delivery that he actually delivered. And then with that, I'm going I'm going to use that as a proof. And then when I send an invoice to the broker, I used that bill of lading as a proof that we actually delivered. And then also we have to pay a lumper. Some of these big warehouses have so-called lumpers, and what they do is they unload the load. It's like a third-party service, and that's a totally different company, and you have to pay them to unload the truck. And I get reimbursed from the broker because they get paid from their customer. But in this case, it was $300 lumper fee just to unload a truck, which in my opinion is too high. Sometimes it gets even higher, but it's usually anywhere from like $50 to $300. So he just sent me a lumper receipt that I have to forward to the broker now, and then they would usually send you an updated rate confirmation. Rate confirmation is something, it's like a small contract. So when you book a load with broker, they send you the rate confirmation. It has all the information for the load and the rate, and then you sign it, they sign it, and that's a proof for you that you actually are doing the load. So when you do the invoice, you send them the invoice for the payment, you send them the rate confirmation as a proof that you actually booked the load with them, and then the proof of delivery from the driver, and it has to be signed by the receiver, and that serves as a proof that we delivered the load, and that's how we get paid. And then in this case, we have the lumper receipt too, and then I would add $300 to the invoice, send them the lumper receipt, and I actually pay that out of my own pocket for this driver. And he just sent it to me, and what he does, he sends me a text message. And some of my drivers send me an email. They would forward me the POD through email, and I would just save it to my computer and then upload it to the broker. But this guy is not that great with technology, but he's a very good driver. So he usually sends me a text message, and I use an app called Cam Scanner. There is another app called Genius app, but I use Cam Scanner. It has more options, and it has better capabilities. It's better quality app. So I use that app to convert the picture to a PDF document, and it enhances it a little bit and makes it, black and white. And it looks like an actual document, and it's in PDF format. I send it to myself on email, and then I upload it with the rest of documentation. And then he's just letting me know that he was done before his 11 appointment, and then now he is going to the shop to fix the brake chamber on the truck. So let's go back to posting our loads. So we have Wyoming, Michigan on Wednesday, and this guy likes to go to New York and Pennsylvania, and then you just type in NYPA here in that board as the destination. We have our date. We have our weight here and the length, and then we will just post the load, or we'll try to post it. Posting failed. I'm gonna try to log out, log in. Oh, well, it actually posted it. That's stupid. So I'm gonna delete 2 of them and then leave 1 here. And then when you click on it, you see all these loads, potential loads, and they're all for 9/22, which is this Wednesday. And the radius here is 150 miles, means the pickup radius from our origin. So I'm gonna make that smaller to 100 miles. And then we have options here for full load and partial. Full loads means the trailer is full, they pay weather. Partial is like a couple of pallets or like half the trailer, but then you can combine, partial loads and make more money. Some people do that. I don't have time for that. So we'll do full loads only. You can see that here, like, so we have this load on 922, picks up in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's 6 miles from Wyoming, so that's the deadhead to the origin, and the trip is 483 miles. And then when you click on this, it will show you where Somerset, Pennsylvania is. I don't use this. I usually use Google Maps. And then we have this Warner's, New York. And then in comments here, sometimes the brokers would put some load information. For example, this load picks up at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, delivers Thursday 9 a.m., one pick, one drop, and it's 13,000 pounds, which is very light. As you can see, some of these loads are 42, they go to like 45,000 pounds, and we want lighter loads because it's easier for the truck to handle it, and the truck uses less fuel. And usually heavy things means trouble, unless it's food. But if you're getting raw materials like plastic and metal, stuff like that, or scrap paper, it can be messy and people try to avoid it. So let me go here and then we're just gonna look it up. So we're gonna do Grand Rapids, Michigan to Warner's, New York. Usually I include the where the truck is now. For example, this truck is in Wyoming, Michigan. So I include the deadhead, and then we just go Wyoming, Grand Rapids, Warner's, and but since this is very close, it's like 6 miles, I didn't include it, but usually I would put it here. Another thing is here, Google Maps will tell you, because this is where we are in Grand Rapids, and if you go to upstate New York, it's much shorter to go through Canada. We don't have authority to go through Canada, so I have to drag this, and then we're gonna go this route. So this load, it's 633 miles altogether. And a truck with the new e-logs and all that, it's hard to do this in a day. If you get unloaded early and pick up early, then you can probably go all the way to Warner's, New York in same day. Let's say you pick up at, you deliver at 9 a.m. You deliver at 8, you're done by 9, and then go to pick up, and then you should be done by like 10:30. So then you could probably get here, because we can only drive 11 hours a day. You can probably get here at like 10 p.m., sorry, to Warner's, New York, and that's Syracuse area right here. And then these guys are paying 2,560. And see how this is posted like 523 miles? Well, that's through Canada. We actually have 633 miles. So if we multiply that by 4, then that comes up to roughly 2,500. So that means that this load is paid $4 per mile, which is not bad. Going east, it could be better, but you can always call the brokers and try to negotiate the rate with them. So that's what we're gonna do now. Just gonna check my messages. Eden is loaded. He just sent me a message that he's loaded here. Actually, he was loading in Holland, Michigan. And then just say okay. And then we're gonna call this West Michigan Transport. They're based here in Grand Rapids too. So we're just gonna call them. And then it's dial the extension. Well, I made a mistake, so I'm gonna call them again. Dial their extension. And I just hi, calling your load for Wednesday out of Grand Rapids to Warnes, New York. So this chips, do you know what's the shipper's name? Oh, Festida Foods. Okay, I know them. Yeah, they're okay. And then it's posted for $2,560. Okay. Do you mind if I ask my driver real quick? Can you hold for a second? Okay, hold on. So my owner operators are Bosnian, so we're gonna talk in Bosnian, and then I'll translate to later. Šta ima? So, ima ovaj u srijedu iz Grand Rapidsa za Warners, New York, to je Syracuse. Onaj, lagan je load chips iz Festida Foods, oni su ok, to nije ko u vas dole, ono. Onaj, kupi se ujutro u 10 i istovar ti je u 9 ujutru u četvrtak. E sad imaš sve 630 sve zajedno milja, ti si u Wyomingu. A on daje 2560. Znači negdje otprilike $4 po milju, što ja znam. 2560. Ja. Ja. Hoćeš, ja znam, ne znam koliko će. Ja. Ja. Hajde, sačekaj. Hey, sir. Hey, do you think you could do 28 on this load? It's 115-4691. Yeah, right here in Wyoming. Okay. So the driver was asking for a little bit more money. He liked the pickup times and all that. It's a light load. I told him that it's chips, and these guys have posted for 2560. So I asked, this other guy's calling me. Yeah, I'm here. Okay, let me just confirm. Can you hold for a second? Okay. So I asked him for 2800, and I know they're not gonna give me 28, but usually what these brokers, it's just like a game. You know, you all try to find yourself in the middle. So he is offering me 27. I'm just gonna confirm with the owner operator. Hey, jesi tu? Ja vam tražio 2800, on kaže može 2700, eto. Okay, okay, hi. Hey, sir. Hello? I'm sorry, my headset was, yeah. So I can do 27. Let's go ahead and book it. I I do. We are not set up. That's weird. Okay. Yeah, you saw Express. Okay, cool. Cool. Thank you. Okay, bye. So what he was saying, the driver, was that he was asking for 2,800, and then usually you've like found yourself in the middle. So he had 2,560. I said 28, and then he talked to his boss, and his boss said they could do 2,700 on the load, which is not bad, actually. And now this broker is based out of in Grand Rapids, and I know them, and we have to get set up, which is weird that we haven't done it before. We haven't done a load together yet. So what that means, is that they have a packet of paperwork that they send to you, and you have to fill it out. They send you their permits, the proof of insurance, and you just sign a contract saying that you're gonna do this load exclusively for them. You're gonna pick up on time, deliver on time, follow all the safety procedures. You're not gonna sell the load to someone else. You're not gonna steal their customer. A lot of legal stuff. So what you do is you fill out that package, sign it, send him your insurance, your authority, your permits, your references, stuff like that, so they can look into you, and you look into them, you check them out. What I use, I'm going to show that to you. There is this free website called Broker Credit Checks, and then you just get their MC number. Well, they already unposted the load, so when they send me their package, you're gonna use their MC number, and for example, these guys is MC, so you just type in this number there, or sometimes you can use a name, so West Michigan, and then we're just gonna select Michigan here, and then we're gonna see. So this is good. So this is them, West Michigan Transport, out of Zeeland, Michigan, actually, which is right here near Grand Rapids. And then it tells you here 32 days to pay, which is by our standards okay. There are some brokers that pay faster. Some of them pay like, within 40 or 50 days. But usually this here would say that this broker is on a no-buy list, meaning do not, like the factoring companies would not buy a load, the invoice. They would not buy the invoice that you got from them. So this is good. And then I'll talk later about how you can research a broker. For now, since I've seen these guys, they're here, our neighbors, and this here says they're okay. I'm not gonna do any further investigations on them. They are okay. You can also check them out here on that board. But like I said, we'll do that later. This is good enough for me now. So what I have to do is now is fill out that packet, send it to them, and then it takes them like 10-15 minutes or sometimes longer to process everything. And then they would send me a rate confirmation, and then we officially book the load. I sign it, send them the signed copy of that rate confirmation, dispatch the driver, and then he's all set for Wednesday. So now this is good, because now I don't have to worry about this guy. Today is Monday. He's covered for today, for tomorrow, for Wednesday, and now I can start looking for a load for him for Thursday, or maybe even wait till Tuesday or Thursday if I'm busy. I can go ahead and do my invoices now. I can do the payroll. I can do whatever else I want to do. So I hope you enjoyed this first video. about the business here. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. You can follow the channel by subscribing. It's a brand new channel, and I will see you soon.